And I'm glad that you guys already ate. If it goes on too long, you won't be mad at me. Alright, first I want to thank everyone for coming to make it today to join us to celebrate Pete and now my sister Tandy on their special day. And also a special thanks to Tandy's parents for this beautiful reception. Thank you so much. Alright, Pete, Tandy, congratulations on your wedding day. It has been a combination of two things. The happiest day you've had together to date, and this is because you have expressed your love and commitment today in front of each of us, your closest friends and family. And that is a beautiful thing. And of course, number two, let's all be honest, is relief. You made it. The day is finally here. None of the worst wedding things have happened. Everybody's having a good time, you can see in the crowd. And if anyone's not, I'll find them and I'll show them at the bars. Tandy, to you first. I knew you were special when I first met you. But I have to hand it to you, my brother Pete is not what you call a guy who likes to make commitment. So when he called me to be his best man, I was honored, of course, to be asked to be a part of this special day. But most importantly, I was happy that he finally came to his senses. I just wasn't sure how you pulled it off. Let me explain. I'll give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. The whole reason that we were able to be here today is because Pete wouldn't commit to what he wanted to do after college. So he called me one day and said, "Hey, Scott, I'm going to go to Utah." And as I remember, I'm sorry, I skipped the line, hold on. And actually, I didn't skip the line. And as I remember, the rest of the conversation went something like this. Utah? But you hate the snow. You don't ski or snowboard. Why would you want to go to Utah? I don't understand. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And he answered me my question by saying, "I don't know, Dean's there, he likes it." I then followed up that response by saying, and Dean, no offense, because I do love you. Pete, do you remember that Dean was the one who put himself in the Yukon Infirmary to win a bet that he could eat a stick of butter like it was a Snickers bar? Dean, who also returned to the infirmary because he had to have those last peanuts in the bottom of the bag, and he just figured the staples in the bottom wouldn't cause any harm. The Dean, the man who walked across the entire length of the Yukon campus at 2 in the morning, and nothing but a woman's robe, because there was a fire alarm in Towers, and in Dean's old words, he said to me, "My clothes were lost in the heat of passion, and I couldn't find anything else." This is why you think you should move to Utah? Well, I guess we all know at this point that Dean is a genius. I've known my brother for over 30 years, and looking ahead this week, and today, I can tell you that he's the happiest I've ever seen him, now that he has you, Tandy. So thank you, Dean, for convincing Pete to come to Utah. And Tandy, thank you for being a special person that you are, to make my little brother fall in love so that he would make a lifelong commitment to you. Okay? Yeah. I don't plan on dragging this out all night, but I hope Pete didn't think he was going to get off that easy. Pete and I had somewhat of an untraditional relationship. All my memories together of us were playing, having fun, hanging out. We shared most of the same interests. We got along with each other's friends, and we always had each other's back no matter what. The reason I say this is untraditional because I can't remember us ever getting into big fights or yelling at each other. it just didn't really happen. We've always been a part of a relationship that I've been most proud of. We didn't really have brotherly love, we had real love for each other. Now I'm sure that Mom and Dad are over here saying, well, of course they're. Look at their parents. Look how they're grown up. You guys were great. I'm going to flip over, sorry. You guys were great parents, but I honestly give most of the credit to Pete as having the greatest influence on our relationship. Your personality, your great gift to let things roll off your shoulders is something that I really admire. That's not horrible. And I strive to take more of that personality in my own life to be more like you. Of course, as I stand here praising you, I want to make sure that you're aware it's not all pile of roses. You always got the brush off when it came to discipline. I hit the curb and popped Dad's tire in his car. Dad got upset with me and made me hunt down the pothole that I said caused it. You practically ripped the door off the car at the gas station or guardrail or whatever it was. And Dad laughs and from now on calls the car the jalopy. I have a hangover in college. I'm 21 at this point. And Dad looked at me with disappointed eyes and told me the famous family line, "You've got the exactlies." Exactly what you deserve. But when Pete gets wasted sophomore year in high school on a liter of some kind of purple vodka concoction and rolls down the hill of Burger King parking lot, the next morning he throws up in the outfield while we're warming up at the high school state tournament. Mom and Dad stick by his crazy story. I think I ate a bad egg. Regardless of the leniency that you received, I've never really cared. I've always was happy to see you not get in trouble. And I would always try to calm Mom and Dad down the few times that they actually did get worked up. Because you're the only brother I got, and I never want to see you get hurt, even if what you did was stupid. And Mom and Dad, I know he wasn't always the easiest one. Remember, he had a tough act to follow. But I want you to know you raised another good one. Almost done. Yeah, I made a little sip. Oh God. So finally, I want to give you guys some firstborn advice. I'm the firstborn. When Kelly and I got married, I first thought that I showed her my love by making this commitment. But that isn't enough. You need to do little things and big things to reassure that commitment and love that you have for each other. I'm not perfect at this, and typically I'm not one to show emotions. But it is important. Kelly, the love of my life, I want you to know that I love you and all that you do for me. And I can't imagine life without you. And Pete and Tandy, enjoy this day and all that follows. Enjoy the love that each of you make and show each other. Those feelings that you're committed to one another today. They say marriage is a two-way street. But I don't think that's correct. To me, that puts emphasis on compromise and giving to the other to make the other happy. That's not what marriage is. I'm going to tell you that marriage is a one-way road, that today you will begin to travel together and stay on that road. You will need to provide each other with love, support, and happiness. It's not a two-way street going one way and the other. It's a road that you will share your life experiences on because you have committed today to go down that road together, and you will always have someone by your side to give you support. Encouragement, love, and whenever needed. Remember, this road that you start traveling on today is not without bumps or turns or obstacles. But now that you are on this road, you never have to take on life by yourself because you will never again be alone. So now, try to take some tears out of my eyes, and everyone, please raise your glass. Yeah. Let's celebrate Pete and Tandy. Play some music quick.